How's it going, guys? Ready to go politics here. We're at 25 subscribers, and now we're going to get into the prediction. But before we do that, let's go to my sponsor, Myoneer Gold Capital. This is a nice little gold ingot, and as you know, coronavirus is killing lots of people, and a lot of people losing their jobs. So please invest in gold because it's a safe and smart investment. Well, now we're going to start doing our election prediction here. So let's start off with the safe Republican states. So let's see, all of these ones right here, all down the line, down they go for the Republican. Alabama, Doug Jones is toast. They could literally put Steve Bannon on the ballot, and he'd probably win by 58 points. Same thing with these states. West Virginia. West Virginia never goes Democrat. Never. It's always been Republican. Check the history. Same thing with South Carolina. Lindsey Graham, he's a good fighter, good advocate for female representation. And also Alaska. Alaska, always Republican. And Montana, safe Republican. Montana never votes Democrat. That's for sure. Now, Iowa, that's going to be likely because you see they have a Republican woman running. So she's a woman, so the base won't be as enthusiastic, but it'll still be pretty good. And let's see over here. Georgia, all of Georgia's safe. Georgia, always Republican. Same thing with North Carolina, but it's going to be close. I'm going to make it a tilt, actually, because it's going to be just very close. It's always close, but the Republicans, they're very good at cheating in North Carolina. They're very good at gerrymandering, so they can bring out the districts. They can put all the voters in the pocket and then carry the Republican to victory. And so that's how I see it. Now let's do the safe ones. Illinois always votes blue. It's because Chicago just too big. Same thing with Massachusetts. Education. That's the problem with Massachusetts. So abolish the college. I said that earlier. And let's just get that trending, guys. So comment abolish the college down below. I'd really appreciate that. Now, that's all the safe Democrat states. And now let's see. As you can see, Republicans are already in the majority. I guess Mitch McConnell is very smart. He's a very good genius. So now let's go to Virginia. That's going to be likely. Too much education. Same thing. Same thing with New Jersey. Yeah. We just need a good candidate and we can win, but we don't. Same thing. Now, this will be lean, and this one will be lean for Susan Collins. Susan Collins, she's going to do very well, actually, because her last name is Collins, and that's actually the name of a dictionary, so she's got really good name recognition over here. So that's why she's going to be doing really good and doing all that good stuff. Now over here, Minnesota, that's going to be lean for the Democrat, just because Minnesota, they always vote blue pretty much, but the Republicans could flip it if Mitch McConnell plays his cards right. Now, let's see over here. Colorado. Colorado, yeah, it's going to be slightly blue. It's going to be razor thin. Cory Gardner does have nice hair, but it's just not enough to win. Arizona, it's going to be blue also. Martha McSally, I like to call her Martha McAmnesty. She's just a really horrible candidate for Arizona. First of all, she's a woman. And second of all, she's not a Mormon. We need more Mormons to win Arizona. Now, New Mexico, that's going to be lean because Trump is doing better with the Latino voters. I think he's really done some good strategizing with Goya beans. And if he keeps doing Goya beans, I think he can carry the candidate over to victory in New Mexico. Now, let's see over here, Michigan. This one is going to be tilt Republican, and actually have some data to back this up. If you look over here, Gary Peters is on for the race of his life, as you can see. Not even at 50%. If he's not at 50%, that means he can lose. And look at James. He's almost got 40%. That's almost 4 in 10 voters. That's very good for John James, and I'm just really proud of him. Great candidate. Wrong one. Here we go. Yeah, very good candidate, and if he doesn't win, at least he'll get second place, and I'll still be proud of him to represent Michigan. Now over here, Oregon, I'll admit, the Democrats do have the edge in Oregon. I am so tired of all the libtards coming in my comments and saying Oregon is till R, ready go politics, thinks Oregon is in play. No, Oregon is not in play for 2020. The Democrats have a slight, narrow edge. All right? Tired of explaining all this stuff. Now, going over to Delaware, that's actually going to be tilt for Lauren Whiskey. Now, I actually do have her Twitter account here, and you're going to see just a lot of grassroots support. Really good for Lauren Whiskey. She also goes on OAN, a very good news network. Just see all the support. Just really good, really impressive. Oh, I already saw that. I'm not racist. I'm not racist, by the way. I don't know why I had to tell you this, but I am not racist. I did not support racism. Okay, going back to the election. Now, Rhode Island, it's a tough one also, but Rhode Island, I think that one can be lean. Now, I actually have some more data on this one, so let's see, it's over here. So, as you can see, Trump's at negative 60 point. So, as you can see, Trump's at 60-point disapproval. But just look at this line. It's going in the right direction. And by election day, 50-50, he's gonna have it by 5 votes. I'm calling it right here at Ready Go Politics. And that's really good. So 55-45. This is my mediocre prediction. So now I think we can do a lot better here. New Mexico, we can definitely take that. Trump is doing this thing called Operation Legion. I think he's doing some stormtroopers, and that's really good for the base. It's going to hype him up in New Mexico. If he does stormtroopers and Goya beans, I wrote that down in my notes, that will hand him New Mexico. Arizona, ditch Martha McSally. She's a horrible candidate, and put someone like Joe Rogan on there. Joe Rogan, he's into fighting. It's really good stuff. That's definitely going to appeal to the base. I know Donald Trump was in the WWE, so that's also really good. And Joe Rogan, if he can bring in the Montana person running, because I know the Republican, he body slammed a reporter. So if they can have Gianforte versus Joe Rogan, they can be fighting in the Phoenix arena. That can definitely hype up the base. That's going to be really good for voter turnout. Now, Colorado. How do we win Colorado? It's a tough one, but here's the thing. Colorado, it's a square or rectangle. So that means it's a lot of straight lines. So if we keep harking on that straight message to the voters, we talk about being straight, that will do really good for Colorado. So that's how we take Colorado from the Democrats' hands. So now you can see 58-42. How does Mitch McConnell get the supermajority? I'll tell you how he does it. So in Oregon, now, Oregon, the biggest issue is the environment. So we just have to pretend, I know it's hard, but just for a few months, tell them we want to help the environment. Talk about climate change. Talk about how you want to kiss trees. Just really appeal to all the tree huggers in the disaffected area of the Portland suburbs. And that's how we're going to take Oregon. Now, Minnesota, I think Minnesota can honestly be safe if we play out my plan here. So first, we get Mike Lindell on the ballot. He starts handing my pillow out to all the voters. It's going to hype him up. And then he gives the other pillows to the Democrats so we can make sure that they go to sleep on election day. Now, here's the second part of the plan. You see this little point over here. This is actually an isolated area from the Minnesota area. It's surrounded by Canada, basically. And there's only 60 people. So why are we going after this tiny little part in Minnesota? Let me explain to you why. Because there's a lot of schools in Minnesota and a lot of Canadians in this area. So we can get that school choice going and those voucher programs. We can definitely bust them all in to the voting polls and have them turn out in great numbers. So I think that's why Minnesota can honestly be safe in this election. Now, we already at 60, but I think we can do really good too. New Jersey, we can make it lean. Just get Chris Christie on the ballot. Big Chris, he's going to eat away all the margins in northern New Jersey. And then he's also going to invest millions and millions into the food drives. And that's going to be really good for Chris Christie. I know that food drives is a big issue for him, and that's really going to help him reach out to new voters in this election. Okay, so now how do we win New Hampshire? Well, the governor is Republican, and Republican governors are really good at running elections. So all we need to do is bring out this image of Justin Trudeau. Now, why are we bringing out this person? He's from Canada, Justin Trudeau. Well, let me explain to you. New Hampshire is on the border with Canada. So when people see that picture of Justin Trudeau, they're going to be very scared. And that's why we're going to vote for the Republican candidate, because New Hampshire is a very diverse state. And so that's going to play really well for the demographics. Now, obviously, Massachusetts, Illinois, they would, if Hitler was a Democrat, they would vote for him. That's how just disgusting our politics is. However, Virginia is slightly more malleable, and I think we can make it, honestly, we can make it lean. And how do we make it lean? Good question. We're going to have to do a lot of things to make it lean. It's going to be heavy stuff, heavy duty, but I got my boots on, boys, and I'm going to ride like a cowboy for Mitch McConnell, my king. How do we do it? Okay, first, we got to bring out all the trailer parks in this part of the state. This is basically a very pro-Donald Trump area. Second, we need to have some marches going down. If we could have one in Charlottesville, that'd be a very good spot to do it. And just have marches all across Virginia, hyping up the base, bringing out all his supporters. That'll be very good. And then finally, you got the Fairfax area with all the establishments and all the neocons and all the neoliberals. And all we have to do is have Charlie Kirk go over there and start having a coffee with some of these people. That's all we need. If we get Charlie Kirk to come down and help us out with Virginia, he can convince Bill Kristol, he can convince Rick Wilson, he can tell them that Republicans do like going to war. If he just says we like war, and he says we love going to war, and we love it, that's how we win over these Virginia establishment people. All right. So, yes, 62 to 38. That's my final election prediction for the Senate. Mitch McConnell is going to be riding high like a king. He's going to come in like a cowboy. He's going to win 80 to 20. That's what I'm calling in the Senate. And we are going to kill the Democrat Party as we know it. You can say goodbye to the donkey and hello to the elephant and hello Mitch McConnell for another 4 more years. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you're a libtard, you need to like this video. And if you're for me, you need to like this video too. So thank you very much for watching. Red Eagle Politics, signing off.